Well, today's Sunday, and what we got going is already got the fork hooked up and the wheel loader ready to go. Got a couple extra boxes of plastic on my truck. Wes just took off in the old truck. I'm driving the newer truck. I would rather drive the old truck, but he took off in it. Jason and Jeremy are baling hay. Let me get in the truck real quick. So like I was saying outside, Jason and Jeremy are baling right now. I don't have time to stand around with the camera outside and talk about what we're doing. We got to go. We're not actually on our hayfield right now. Yesterday we went, or we'll go back a couple days ago. A guy about a mile down the road from the hayfield that we were at stopped by, and he said, this was actually before we got the about 3 inches worth of rain. He said, if we get that much rain that they're calling for, will you guys be interested in doing my hay? Because there's no way I'd be able to get it dried out and baled. And I wanted to get that volunteer ryegrass off my Bermuda grass, so I'm not setting my Bermuda grass back. So we made a deal with him, and we are taking the hay. And it's probably a good deal all the way around. But so the hayfield that we were at is still soaking wet, and it's kind of strange. The hayfield a mile down the road is on the opposite side of the road, and it's pretty well dry. So we went and cut it yesterday. It's 45 acres. When we went and looked to double check that it was dry, the landowner came and said, hey, there's a guy about a mile down the road even further. I told him what you guys were doing to my hayfield, and he said, I wish they would do the same to mine. So we went and looked at it, and we're going to do the same thing to his too. It's another 35 acres. So yesterday we cut the 45 acres, and Jason and Jeremy are baling that right now. And Wes just took off in the old truck. I'm in the newer truck. We're going to get that baled up and get the hay hauled in and wrapped. And then probably later this afternoon, when Jeremy goes and works the fee lane and Jason's got to do bottles and set out silage bales and all that stuff, me and Wes will go cut the 35 acres down the road from this other field, and then that will be what we build tomorrow. And it's actually dry too. All of our hay fields are soaking wet. We can't do nothing on ours, so we're going to try to get his. Bad news is Tuesday they're calling for another shot of rain, and what I saw this morning, they're saying from Tuesday through the weekend another 4 to 6 inches of rain. So yeah, we just got to get going and get as much as we can before then. This leaves today, tomorrow, and if we want to try to risk anything, and hope that the rain's a little late on Tuesday, and we can try to bale something in. But I don't know. That's going to be pushing it. So we just got to get going today and get all this in. It's 45 acres. Our guess is it's going to be about 3 bales an acre. So we're looking at 120 to 130 bales, 135 bales. The start of the hayfield that we've been at is right here on the right. Right there. You see all up in the trees we've already cut. The driveway to pull in right here. The end of it's right here at this county road. It's probably more like a half a mile instead of a mile. So the field we're at right now is right here on the left. All right, we got both trucks loaded, and we're about to roll out. And then we got that truck over there loaded. I'm driving this one back now, and then Wes is going to go see. There was like 15 acres in the back. He's gonna go see how we can get to it with the trucks, and or the best way to get the bills out of there. And he's coming with the old truck. Man, she's heavy. It's 29 bales, it's about 29 tons. Driveway was on a pretty good incline, so it was kind of hard to get going. Alright, we're here. Still got all 29 bales. Gonna grab something to drink and then get to wrapping. $110 bales. Just got a text saying that 45 acres made 110 bales. So it's just a little bit short of 3 bales an acre. Yeah. So 110. We got 58 here. Oh, so there's 2 full loads left. Alright, that ain't too bad. Even though this hay that was cut on this truck right now was cut like at about 5 o'clock yesterday, and then was baled up at 1 o'clock today. I don't know what the moisture would be on it, but it's got to be 60 to 70% moisture. You can just tell by the way they feel. I mean, they got about 4,000 pounds right there with those 2 bales, maybe even a hair over. When we bale green bales, we only bale a 54-inch bale, or that's where we have our wrappers, you know, where the baler's set to start wrapping at 54 inches. And then when we do dry hay, we turn them up to 60 inches. Only reason we don't really go any bigger than that with the green bales is just because they weigh so much. You don't really want a 2,500 pound bale beating the crap out of the tractor, getting loaded in the field, and then, you know, getting wrapped, and then also getting carried to the commodity barn. So just try to keep them at about a ton. It's got 4 bells left on that trailer. Oh. And then Jeremy just pulled in with the other trailer. If you're loaded, okay, you need to call me before you leave. And then that way, either I'll tell you to stay there and swap your trucks, or I'll just stay here and wait for you, and I just keep wrapping. Because when I get done wrapping this, I gotta go cut. I was hoping to get a little 5-minute break and watch YouTube, but guess not. I go straight into the other trailer now. Alright, so if you're wanting to know how many wraps of plastic you're putting on your speed controller, it's got, I can't remember what it is. Let's go look at that first. Yeah, on your speed controller, it's, you know, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10's all the way open, 2's really slow. Oh, yeah, there's a little diagram. So, if you really want to know how many wraps of plastic you're putting on, the roll of plastic is 30 inches, you know, from here to here. So you look at your first layer. See, there's layer 1 right there. And there's a starter layer 2, which is actually kind of like curled up a little bit, but starter layer 2, starter layer 3, start of layer 4, start of layer 5. Well, you can do that too, but the easy way to do it is you just take this measurement here, which looks to be about 6 inches, divide it by 30, and that'll give you your number of wraps. So if we were only like a 2-inch gap, you know, just say the first and second deal were right here, layer, it would be you put 15 wraps on, which I think turned all the way up to 10, you're only getting about 12 wraps of plastic. We usually try to stay between the 5 and 7. We hardly ever go to 7, but maybe on some really good stuff that you know that's going to sit for a while, maybe you crank it up to 7 or 8 wraps or layers. But mostly we stay around the 5 and 6. Which this is going to be fed up, that's going to be fed probably mid-June. We'll be feeding this, so they don't need to stay that long. You kind of just want to get enough that if somebody's dog decides to jump on the bells and run down them, or a cat's out here walking up and down the bells, they're not popping holes too easily with their claws, you know. Something else is that wrapper. It's not just pushing the bell and shoving itself right out real easily. We have, it's got a pressure gauge on it, and it's recommended to be somewhere between 500 psi to 1000 psi. So we have it set for 750. So it's kind of like, as it's pushing itself out, or pushing the bell, well, yeah, it's not pushing the bell through, it's pushing itself out from under the bell. It's kind of got the brakes on, so that it gives enough force to kind of pack the bells into each other nice and tight. Because obviously if they were packing them in loose and leaving air pockets, you're going to have spoilage and fungus and all that good stuff. So want them packed in nice and tight. And then if you watch my one of my previous videos of the, I think it's the NWX 660 wrapper, I can't remember how I titled it, but one thing I failed to mention is, you know, we were at the other end, finished it, and I said we got to drive back to the other end. The reason that being is we're on a little bit of a hill. I mean, it's not much of a hill, but it's, I I mean, it's a noticeable little hill. So we want to go uphill. We don't want to go downhill. When you go downhill, you have an issue with kind of, let me see if I can explain this. Like when I set the bell off and I'm backing out, sometimes I'm bumping into it because the bell's stuck on the forks. You know, it's not like, you know, sometimes when you set a bell on the ground, you can drag it a little bit just because it's the tightness of the bell's got a grip on the forks. Over explaining this, but so when you do that and you're going downhill, you'll kind of like pull the wrapper with it, and it comes easier because it's going downhill. And then so then you can get the first bell off the wrapper and the bell coming off the wrapper. It's kind of like this bell is sitting flat on the ground and this bell is still on a little bit of a slope. So for some reason, when you go downhill, it's more of an angle, and then so you can get some tears in the plastic on the bottom between the two bells. And then also if they are right there at that kind of stretching limit, and then you're setting a bell on the wrapper and you bump into it a little bit trying to get the bell off, and then it helps even more pull to rip the plastic there. So there's issues of ripping plastic and also keeping pressure in on the bells is the reason you can't just turn around. I mean, I guess if you're on level ground you can, which sometimes behind Wes's house that's pretty flat ground. I'll just turn around and go back the other way. But on this part here, I always got to go back to the barn driveway and work my way back to Wes's house. Alright, well I just had to wait about 10 minutes, and then Jeremy pulled in with the third truck, and he's gone with the fourth truck. And Wes and Jason, the guy had several trailers there, and Wes brought a trailer to move bells from the very back that was across the creek up to the front with Jason. And then so by the time Jeremy gets there, I think they said there were 16 bells on the other side of the creek, so by the time Jeremy gets there, they should have them up there and get him loaded real quick. And then maybe by the time I get this wrapped, I don't know if I'll have to change plastic during this load. Then he should be back. So we'll get to wrapping this third load. It is now 6:25, and I just finished wrapping. We almost have 2 full lines now, and there's the wrapper, and there's the end of the first line. So now we gotta go cut 35 acres. So headed back to the hayfield, and me and Wes are, and we're gonna start cutting the 35 acres. Well, it's getting almost dark. We're flying, trying to get this done, so I can't really stop, move the camera around or anything, or even have time to really talk to it. But this is what the field looks like. Some really good ryegrass. I guess he planted some clover, ryegrass, oats, 2 other things. I forgot what they were, but you can see through the tinted windows. We'll just see at the end when we get done cutting this, and maybe I can do something with the camera then. Camera fell down. Well, we're pulling out of this guy's place to go park the equipment. It is 9:40 at night, and we just now finished. Still got to drive home. This video ain't gonna come out till Tuesday because I'm going home and I'm gonna shower and I'm gonna eat, and then I'm going to bed. because I got to get up at 6 a.m. and feed the cows like always, so I won't do any editing tonight, that's for sure. Yeah, so I'll get this video out Tuesday, and then we'll have another video of belling it. So we're just going to wrap it up here so we can drive back and I can pay attention. I can't really see nothing in these tinted windows. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.